So for this afternoon, actually for this day, there are 3 workshops conducted with different topics. The first workshop is all about the status of academic-based natural history collection. The second workshop is all about best practices in collection management, the teaching setting. And the third workshop is entitled Understanding Natural History Museums and Public Interaction. So I will just present you the highlights of each workshop, and the details of the workshop will be posted on CLADES website. So more of the highlights will be, or the gist of the workshop will be presented to you. So for the first workshop, there are several questions presented. There are actually 5, and each group were allowed to present, they were allowed to discuss between each other, among each other, some of the highlights. So for the first workshop, the main focus would be, is there a need for institutional networking, specifically with regards to natural history collections? And there's a resounding yes. And also discussed in this workshop is how do we strengthen this association? And they come up with somehow a scheme on how to strengthen this association or networking of museum. Anyway, so you have first, should be identified first. So you have profiling and mapping. Then there's a need for creation of network of participants, okay, specifically for trade participant. In some areas, there's already an existing association, but it's not active. So there's a need for activation also. Then afterwards, we have to develop, how do we develop it? By regular meeting for the sustainability of such activities, such as conduct of trainings and workshops, as well as further networking for sponsorship and advertisement. Now, there's also a need, or they have also identified some of the important requirements in order to further strengthen. So they have constant capacity building through trainings. We also have acquisition of up-to-date equipment and supplies, community engagement and manpower, security, especially during field works, and specifically simplified protocols for acquisition of workings. For the second workshop, best practices in collection management in the Philippine setting. In this workshop, several discussions or several topics were discussed. Some of the questions were, how are we related to international museum, and how do we strengthen international collaboration and partnership? So there are some of the highlights were comprehensive database of natural history collection must be established in the country. There's also a need to occupy the collection since some of the specimens are deposited elsewhere than in government facilities. Standardized best practices, and most of the time the best practices are also considered as the standard protocol. But it would vary depending on the organisms that they are sampling. Do we also need to integrate biodiversity, wildlife conservation policies in natural museum collections and management of data TP? So there must be a process of doing that. So some of the suggestions would be standardization of policies in acquiring collections, fair and transparent implementation of policies, develop citizen science, reporting identification and inquiries on species ID, educate locals to take care of their own species, so sense of ownership, especially for the areas where new species were discovered. And lastly, regarding workshop number 3, understanding natural history museums and public interaction. Also, there are several questions given. Based on their discussion, these are the highlights. So museums are considered as repository of collections, education, and social awareness. And there's a need to capacitate the community, especially communities near the museum. So you have They suggested cultural mapping, which involves a local community, even IPs in the museum design and exhibit, so encouraging them to participate. Regarding collection and exhibit management, so there's also a need for constant workshop and training, specifically for short courses involving museums. And there's also a need to incorporate exhibit on threats to our natural resources to highlight the need for protection, specifically in topics like impacts to climate change, land conversion, vulnerable areas, and endangered species conservation. They also emphasize the need for constant educational program through outreaches for schools, youth organizations, etc. Constant communication as well as constant cooperation with the Department of Education and check integrate museum appreciation in their curriculum. There's also a need for comprehensive communication program that will package collections in the language of the contemporary public. So more people-friendly approach in engaging science communication, scientific information from museum. So for sciences and the arts to work together to strengthen public appreciation, consistent and regular activities for promotion and diffusion. And lastly, the need for social exposure. So in this particular aspect, we've suggested that museums will house museums, archives, library, and gallery workshops for livelihood. So museums can function as a venue for the exhibition of livelihood and product development in certain communities. Media and social media for information dissemination. Also targeting people with disability exhibits and facilities, and target specifically for kids, and make sure that the exhibits are more interactive. So these are some of the highlights presented in different workshops. The details again will be presented and will be posted in that website. So thank you.